So if you didn't watch the last video, the old torque converter went bad in the C4. We just got our new torque converter in, and we're going to be comparing in a future video how this one works compared to the old one. The old one was a JEGS Extreme Heavy Duty torque converter. You can watch the past videos. It didn't work the best looking back at it, but this is a Street Edge torque converter by the Edge Racing Converters. It's a 10-inch. It's stalled to about 3,800, around that. So we're gonna get the converter put in the trans. I did pull apart the trans whenever the last converter failed and cleaned it up. Replaced one of the bands, but we're gonna get it all put back together, and we are going to get it in the car. Also, we did put new pump gears in there. The old ones were looking a little bit rough around the edges, so threw those in. New band, scuffed up one of the drums, and some new gaskets. Alright guys, so this is about probably a month later from the last clip you just saw. We had the converter, which this is a different one. We obviously put it in the trans, threw it in the car, and pretty much it was too short, so it was not going to engage the pump as fully as I wanted it to. I'll put the spec of how much gap there was. So I tried shimming it a bunch of things. It came down to I had to send the converter back, and they had to add a little bit to make it longer. It was partially my fault because I gave them told them I wanted the pattern for a 10.5 bolt pattern flywheel or flex plate. But the difference between the 10.5 and 11.4 is there's a little bit of length difference in the converter. So that ended up causing it to be too short because I really needed 11.4, but I had an aftermarket flex plate that would accept both, and the 10.5 is a little more common. So with that all out of the way, they worked with me with it. They're really good guys over there. So we're finally going to get this baby stabbed into there and put it in the car. We're obviously going to check our gap again between the converter and the flex plate, with the converter all the way pushed back, make sure our gap is good. And then we're gonna finally go on and get this thing finally in so we can hit some numbers this season. Alright guys, so we just got the transmission in. We just got the fluid topped off. On the trans, put about 6 quarts in there, I believe. We have our pressure gauge hooked up to the transmission, and we're gonna start this bad boy up finally. This is probably its first start in a couple of months, since last season really. I'm gonna prime the oil first. I'm gonna let it turn over a bunch of times, get the oil pressure up, and then we'll fire it up. And we'll watch pressures on the gauge over there, and we'll look at leaks, see if we got any leaks. Where it's about should be. There's our pressure, reverse, neutral, drive, second, first, brake torque. Alright guys, we just got the trans fluid set, let it warm up, then we're gonna hit it and see what the new converter will flash to. It should stall around 3,800, so I'm thinking flash should be like 33. So we'll see what it does. Alright guys, so this is at 2,900 RPMs. I can't get it to foot brake much higher than that just because it's wet outside. It is raining, so it just kind of spins. So we're gonna hit that and see how much boost we make. Alright guys, so as you just saw, we got it up on 2-step. We were able to foot brake it to about 3,000 RPMs. It was built more boost than the other converter was at 29. But we also are on concrete and not a sticky surface, so I'm sure we'll be able to foot brake it more than that, which we could only foot brake the old converter up to about 2900. So, and the old converter wouldn't actually flash past what we could foot brake it to, which is kind of weird, but hopefully this one will, and I'm sure it will. We're going to go drive it, but it's a little wet out, and slicks and rain don't mix. So, next video, hopefully we'll be at the track. It's been a while since I've posted a video. I just had a lot of stuff going on trying to get that converter in. Takes a hot second. But thanks for watching, and subscribe if you're not, and watch this thing go 10s hopefully next video.